Is former West Virginia coach and alum Jahmile Addae tampering with West Virginia players? Let's talk about it. What is up, college sports fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos. Welcome in to another edition of Coos' Corner. Come on in, sit back, relax, and let me pour you out a shot of top-shelf college football content. If that's for you, please hit that red subscribe button. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button right underneath this video. If you like this content, please share this out with all your college sports loving friends. Don't forget, for your favorite ears gear, your favorite ears shirts, Mountaineer shirts, that kind of thing, please hit the earsgear.com link in my description box. Use promo code COUZ, capital C-O-U-Z, all caps. You'll get 20% off your purchase. He has shirts like the one on the screen now, among many others. Now let's get on with the show. A couple days ago, West Virginia star defensive tackle, former West Virginia star defensive tackle, Akeem Mesidor, who had previously entered the transfer portal, made the decision to transfer to Miami. The defensive backs coach at Miami is none other than former West Virginia player and former West Virginia coach Jahmile Addae. A lot of the fans are up in arms. A lot of the fans are making accusations that Addae might be poaching our players, might be tampering with our players. And to be honest, it does look kind of suspicious. Now let's rewind a little bit. Go back to the end of the 2020 season. At the end of that season, Jahmile Addae left West Virginia, where he was defensive backs coach and co-defensive coordinator, to take the defensive backs coach job at Georgia. Well, right on the heels of that, star defensive back from West Virginia, Tykee Smith, leaves the Mountaineers and follows Addae to Georgia. Well, right around that time, there were a few other players who transferred, one being former defensive back Drashawn Miller, who went to Auburn. Well, during a press conference around that time, Coach Brown made the statement that he suspects that there are programs tampering with West Virginia players. Well, he didn't mention names, didn't mention teams, didn't mention coaches, anything like that. But because of the timing of that statement, a lot of West Virginia fans ran with it and said it's got to be Jahmile Addae. Well, fast forward to the end of the 2021 season. West Virginia, right after the season's over, Jahmile Addae takes a job at the University of Miami to be their defensive backs coach under Mario Cristobal. Well, not long after that, West Virginia defensive back Daryl Porter Jr. hits the portal, and where does he go? None other than Miami. And what was weird about that one, just a couple of weeks prior to the transferring, he had retweeted a tweet about people transferring and not being loyal. So for him to transfer out all of a sudden was kind of a surprise and a shock, because it appeared that he was against transferring. So for him to do that and then end up at Miami with Addae was extremely, extremely suspicious. Now you got the Mesidor thing happening. Right after Mesidor hits the portal, he ends up at Miami. Just a couple weeks later, the chatter about tampering starts again. And I'll be honest, I was one of those people. I've thrown a couple comments on Twitter that, it appears he might be tampering. If he is, he needs to be banned from West Virginia, all this. But leave it up to none other than Brad Smith, our good old buddy Brad Smith from Voice of Motown. Put out an article today, and I'm doing this video on April the 21st, 2022. But he put out an article about it and basically told us, in a nutshell, said the fan base needs to stop badgering former coaches and former players and stop accusing them of things that aren't true. And gave reasons why each player may, the players might have just wanted to go play for Addae. It doesn't mean he was tampering with them, but they wanted to follow him to his next stop because they like him. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually legal. And another thing I got to thinking about, and I saw this, I think it was Brad Smith who tweeted this, if I'm not mistaken, in a Twitter thread, and it's something I had not thought about, but it's a great point. When Jahmile Addae came to West Virginia, he came from Arizona. We had two transfers from Arizona that season in I think it was 2020 actually, or maybe 2019. I don't remember the year, but we got linebacker Tony Fields, if you remember him, was our best defensive player that season arguably, and now ended up getting drafted. He also brought Scottie Young, a star safety, over from Arizona. Scottie Young was a 2-year starter at West Virginia. Did he tamper to get those guys from Arizona? I think we need to be careful because, number one, if we go out and demand this investigation into tampering, number one, that might be a box we don't want to open because they might find that he tampered at West Virginia too, if that's the case. Or maybe, just maybe, guys just like playing for Jahmile Addae. Maybe he's just a great football coach. So I think we as a fan base need to be really careful about accusing somebody of doing something that really is no different than what they did for our own program 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, whatever it was. And with the Darrell Porter thing, Darrell Porter is from South Florida, guys. He's from the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area. Maybe he just wanted to play for Miami to get closer to home. And then playing for Jahmile Addae just is a bonus, right? Tykee Smith. He didn't even play in the bowl game in 2020 against Army. He sat out that game because something had happened. There was some kind of rift. I don't know exactly what happened that no one ever said. Apparently, he wasn't happy. Something was going on there. He wasn't happy. He was probably going to leave the program anyway, whether Jahmile Addae left or not. But, based on just reading between the lines there. So, and the Mesidor thing, Mesidor was in the portal a couple weeks before he committed to Miami, and he did get offers from other schools. And I think he even visited some other schools. So I don't know. And two, Addae wasn't his position coach. So I don't know if that even played a part in him going to Miami. So Miami plays a 4-3 defense. Mesidor wants to play. He didn't want to play nose tackle. He wanted to play a defensive tackle or defensive end position where he could get to the quarterback more and be noticed more by NFL scouts. So all 3 of these situations are different. Yes, Jahmile Addae is the coach at these schools, but he's only one coach. And we've had a lot of other guys transfer that didn't go to Miami. So I just don't know. I think we need to be careful. Jahmile Addae was a great player at West Virginia. He was a great coach here. A lot of fans didn't want to see him leave. A lot of fans thought he should have got the defensive coordinator job at that time instead of Leslie. But now we're attacking him. And like I said, I'm speaking to myself here too because I'm guilty of it. We don't know that he tampered. We have no proof of anything going on. And yet we want to throw out these accusations on social media. Now the guy probably won't ever even be able to come back and visit his alma mater again because the fan base is saying these things about him. And who knows? This might kill our chances of ever having Jahmile Addae come back and coach for us again. Think about that, guys. Think about what we're eating our own. And we've got to stop bashing our own people. For crying out loud. I've got to stop doing it. And I'm asking you guys to do the same. We do not know for sure that Jahmile Addae is tampering with players. It's a complete accusation with no proof. Now, is it possible? Yes, it's possible that he is, but we shouldn't say it unless we know it's true. Because if he's not doing it, we're ruining a man's character for no reason. And we don't need to do that. That's not who we are. So let's cut it out, Mountaineer Nation. Myself included. I've got to do better. Let me know in the comment section, do you think Jahmile Addae is tampering, or do you think we're just using him as a scapegoat and blaming him because we're mad at these guys for transferring and we've got to have somebody to blame? If you disagree with me, that's cool. I respect that. Your opinion is just as important as my opinion, and I want to hear your opinion. Once again, don't forget the Ears Gear link. Don't forget the Fanatics link if you want to shop on the Fanatics website. Don't forget the Amazon link for the Amazon shopping and the BetUS link for your online gambling and online betting. All of that helps my channel out. I really appreciate you tuning in. Q Country Roads.